everybody, Red October. Today is Sunday, heading over to my grandfather's again. We're going to work on a little project together. But I wanted to tell you a couple of stories here, two at least, that I can recall. Number one, this morning I went over to my local Mexican restaurant in our area, and I always enjoy their food there. It's pretty good. And but there's this one lady there. She's the cashier. I think she's older than me, middle-aged lady. Not too old, but she always looks pissed off, always looks mad at the world. I don't know if that's her natural look or she does that intentionally when she sees me, but for some reason I cannot get her to smile. And I haven't made any jokes toward her or, gone out of my way, but I may try that. Then if it doesn't work, oh well, I tried, right? But she just always seems so pissed off, and I never understood why. Some people are just like that. They're just always serious, always angry, or whatever. It might just be her nature. The second thing is I saw a homeless guy on the street here, and he had a sign, 25 cents, God bless. So I was like, okay, well, I'll give him a quarter. If he's appreciative, he'll say thank you. If not, well, it's no loss, right? 25 cents. And I'm always skeptical about giving money out to the homeless. Not that I don't care, or not that I don't have a heart or anything. I just, part of me thinks to myself, these guys, these women and men, they choose this lifestyle. Some will say they just had unfortunate luck, and granted, there are a few out there that just had, unfortunate luck, maybe lost their life as far as their job goes, and then it just kind of plummeted from there. But most of them get into drugs and alcohol, and then of course that impacts their job or able to work, and nobody wants to hire them, and so then they just end up roaming the streets. And because that's the lifestyle they choose, they really do. And some people will say, well, it's a sickness. It is, but that's a sickness that they create themselves too. I can't say it's 100% just all up here in their brain. A good majority of it may be a sickness in their head, but they also have the physical capability to just say, you know what, I'm sick, I need to go seek some help, or I just need to stay away from bad people. So I'm always conscious of just giving just to give. Every once in a while, what, I feel bad for them, let me give them $1. I even one time saw a guy at a gas station, and I was putting in just a few bucks because I only had a little bit of money at the time. I was between jobs, and he came up to me. He's like, man, he goes, brother, I hate to bother you. I don't like to beg, but do you have any money on you? I haven't eaten all day. I'm hungry. And I genuinely believe the guy. I was like, you know what? I was like, look, I hardly have any money myself to put $5 of gas in my truck, on my car at the time. And I said, if you'll wait here, after I put some gas, I'll run down the street and I'll get you a hamburger, from McDonald's. I figure I can get him $1 cheeseburger, fries, and a drink, right? And I figure if he was serious and he was hungry, he'd take it, right? He wouldn't turn me away or be like, I don't want that shit. And he said, okay. And I said, look, I'd offer you cash, but I don't have any cash to give you. I'm going to have to go and put it on my card or whatever. And he's like, okay, that's fine. So I was actually gone for a good 15-20 minutes because I had to go look for a McDonald's somewhere down the street. And I finally got it and came back, and he was still there. And I was thinking, man, I've been gone so long. He's probably thinking, man, this guy ain't coming back. He's just lied to me just so he... But sure enough, I brought it back. I said, look, I know this is not a lot, but, at least you won't be hungry tonight. And he said, thank you, brother, thank you. And I generally have to believe that he really meant it. One more story, and then I'll let you go. This one was maybe 2 years ago in my area. It was cold. I mean, cold in my area. And, I live in Texas, so cold here is probably not cold up north. But to us, when we get cold weather, it's cold to us. Anyway, it was pretty chilly that night. Me and my wife decided just to go to Wendy's and get some chili and some nuggets or whatever. And there was a guy on the corner, and he was like just holding up a sign, and he was just, you could tell he didn't have too much clothes. Well, the lady in front of me that was in the drive-through had stopped, right? My wife's, before that lady went over there, my wife's like, man, she goes, that poor guy, he's out in the cold. She goes, man, I feel bad for him, you know. And generally my wife is very sympathetic, very, you know, has a lot of empathy for other people, more than I do, right? She just has that kind-heartedness to her. And I was like, you know, I'm thinking in my head, well, what can I do? You know, I'm not going to invite him to my house. You know, I don't know the guy. And she's like, I feel so bad. She kept saying that. I was like, well, okay, well, I'll order him something. I'll get him some, you know, I'll get him some meal. So we pulled over there, and or the car in front of me pulled over, right, and was talking to him and talking to him and talking to him, and so when I got to the drive-thru, I said, hey, let me, I want to order that guy out there some food. Can you give me an extra chili, some chicken nuggets, some fries, and, you know, if you have some coffee in there, can I have it? And luckily, they had coffee there, right? Because I thought, I don't know if I should give them cold soda on a cold night. So, you know, hot coffee would be good, right? Like hot cocoa. And, sure enough, I took it over there, and that lady was still there, and I got off and I gave it to him. I said, hey, you know, here's a meal. And the lady goes, I feel so bad. She goes, the one that was talking to him already in front, she got off, and after I gave him the meal, she came over to me. She's like, I feel so bad. She goes, I'm gonna run home and go get him some old blankets and sheets and stuff. So it's like, okay. I said, well, I'm gonna run home too, and I'm gonna give him go find some of those cheap flashlights that you get from Harbor Freights when you buy something. And I said, I'll bring him like a thermal type of blanket, a moving blanket that you can put on the ground. So she went off her way, I went home, and then I came back and I told that guy, I'll be back here, just, you know, give me like 10-15 minutes, I'll be back. Sure enough, I came back and I gave him a old jacket that I had, that moving blanket, a couple of flashlights, and I didn't have any pillows to give him, but I came back and he was still there, and I said, man, I said, stay warm. But, you know, it's kindness like that I have sympathy for folks. You know, it's not, it can't be all the time, because I just, you know, I'd be supporting people that choose that lifestyle. What's the message, you ask? Every once in a while, just have a kind heart, you know, and give a little bit, you know. It's hard to give money when you don't have it, or give a lot when you feel like, man, I'm trying to struggle and get by myself. But sometimes it's appreciated, and you just have to have a heart sometimes. All right, I'm picking up my grandfather now. Right out.